Hello PIM people and welcome. I'm Rasmus and this video is about global lists in Struct PIM. You will quickly learn when you start using Struct PIM that global lists and complex data models is the key to everything, and this is the brilliant part of Struct PIM in my opinion. So global list is a list with predefined values that you can attach to a product model, and you can let your user or your colleagues in your company enrich your products with already filled in information. This is a way to ensure that they are only selecting values that is already kind of approved or in the list. So that is the easy part of it. The other easy part of it is that if you later on decide that the name of this property or whatever from a global list should be changed on all of these products, then you just change that single word in there in the global list, and then all the products pointing to that global list will automatically reflect that and inherit that change you made. So it's a nice way to make a data model where everything is tied and linked together with the data types that you know of and have created yourself. So it's not a user-defined field where they just can type in different words that looks different from product to product. These lists, you can mix everything together. So a global list can be a complex data model. So you can really make some crazy setups with these complex data models you can attach to the product. Sorry. So let's dig into how it's done basically, and then there will be another video where I take more the advanced part of it and add that on top of the global list. But you will hear about global list all the time, and it's really nice. You have them on the left here, and this is a demo environment with a lot of demo data, so you can see there's already made a lot of global lists. I have created a new folder here called demo folder. I already have a few global lists here, but we'll create a new one. For demo purposes, I will be focusing on attaching a color to my product, and these colors will be predefined in the global list. This is why we'll create it. So be aware that the folders here is just for you to organize it in a nice way. It doesn't have any technical impact on your data model whatsoever. You can also go to Struct PIM's own webpage, scroll all the way down, click on documentation. Here you have documentation, and you have the fundamental concepts, and you have global lists. They will explain to you what it can be used for, how it can be used, and the idea behind the global list. So it was just to remind you that if you're in doubt of some of these things, always go into the documentation from Struct PIM. It's pretty good and well defined and described in there. Okay, go back to the demo environment. I want to create a new global list. Click here, create a global list. I will call it demo color, GL for global list. Just copy this one. So the idea of what I'm filling out now is explained in the attributes videos, all of these back office name, display name, stuff like that. So go and watch that if you're in doubt of some of these information. Then there is one of the kind of the gotcha here. Normally I will just create a global list with names of different colors. So you would intuitively think that I should just select the text field, which is right. But I tend to make the rule in a Struct PIM environment that all my global lists will always be complex, because I just have been in so many situations where we started out with just the name of the color, and then we want later on to add a field more on that global list. And if you haven't created it complex at the beginning, you cannot go in and change the existing list afterwards. I have promised you in many of the other videos that you will never end up in a situation in Struct PIM where you have your back against the wall about design decisions you took earlier in the process. And I promise you this is still the case here. So if you have created it in the wrong way or just the text field and you want it to be complex, then you can easily create a new global list, move all the data from your existing global list to the new one and point it that global list to the new global list to your products. All of that will, again, I will show that in a later video. It's quite easy to do these steps. You'll never end in a situation where you have to redo everything. No problem at all. But a good idea is to create them as complex in the beginning, because then it's easy to expand them afterwards. So in this case, the complex list here, I want to add a name, color name in there. This should, oh, sorry, not German. This should be a text field, and it should be maximum, I hope I have any colors longer than 20 characters. It should be mandatory, and it should be localized. I'll only fallback language as the English. I'll only add the English in the beginning, and then we can translate it later on. Submit. So in this case, I just have one text field on a complex list. The complex list was only so I could expand it later on. And all of this about rendering, I will show in the more complex video of global list. So basically you have it here. Key definition, that's kind of important. So key definition is so you ensure you will have a unique list. So you can decide which field or which combination of field that makes this record unique. So you don't have multiple people typing in green or red or whatever. So you have multiple reds or green or blue in your list. If you don't specify anything here, it will just be a mixture of all the sub-attributes combined. That will be the unique key that will ensure that this is often not what you want. So in this case, we want, now it's just one in here. As soon as we start adding more, you can make a mixture of these or a specific definition. Again, I'll go into details with this in the advanced version of global lists. Okay, case insensitive, sorry. You all know that if it should be aware of small and capital letters. Require sorting means that these lists can be sorted in a specific way. So if you require sorting, then as soon as a user add a new value to that global list, they'll be confronted with where should it go in the list. It's not that often I see that used. And again, here's another gotcha. You should not localize this global list because you already have localized the values on the list. Okay, then select and save that one. And now let's just add a few colors here, red, green, blue. That's it. Yeah, and you can see the different, since we made it localized, you can see there's a German version, a Danish and a French version of that one. We don't have to fill that out right now. It's not mandatory because we have a fallback language to English, so this will just be shown by default. Okay, so when you have this global list now you need, if you want to attach it to your product model, then you need to go to the attribute section and you need to create a new attribute that is pointing to that global list. So I'll create a new attribute called demo color, and it'll be color, and it'll be color here. And the data type now would be a global list value. And then I'll point to the demo color global list I just created. You can either create directly from here a new global list, or you can edit the one we just created. So that is pretty clever. This is what these two icons are for. Do I want to be able to select multiple colors? No, just one specific defining colors. And again, I don't want to localize this because the values in that list, global list, is already localized. Yeah. Okay, save that one. So now we have created the attribute. Now we want to attach it to our product model. So we have that demo product model here. Want to add it on the specification. And then we want to, yeah, for the demo purpose, let's just add a new dynamic section called colors. That could be anything about colors we want to define in here. And I want to attach this attribute I just created called demo color. This is not mandatory or anything. Submit. And then I want to rearrange this a little. I want to have colors on top. Yeah, that's basically it. Save. Okay, let's go to the demo product we created earlier. Demo catalog, demo category, and the product itself here. So now you'll see I have this color section I created up here, and now I can point to these values that was already in the list. So I can select red, or whatever. And I can also create new values to that global list from here. So if I'm missing something here, okay, let me create a orange, and that is selected. So that was information about how global list is really cool, right? Yeah, before I round up here, let me show one thing. So now I have added orange here. So if later on we find out that orange should look, stay, and I want to save that one, of course, want to look different. So I go again to the global list, and orange should look like whatever, this for some reason. And I just update this value, and as soon as you go back here, then all the products that have that value selected will of course reflect that. So that was the part I mentioned in the beginning about it is really easy to change these values afterwards. And again, your imagination could think of tons of different ways. Where I worked previously, where we have Struct PIM, we often had models. So our product fit to a specific model. So we have a field called fit to model, and then all these different models it was fitted to phones was named in one of these global lists. And there were often names that we could reveal, so they have code names. So in the beginning, we just have code names, and that was attached to all product. And then whenever something went live, you can just go into that global list and select that code name, rename it to the correct product name, and then it's just automatically updated on all the products who were attached to that value at the global list. That's the clever part about global lists. Okay, that was the basic stuff about it. Tune in for the more advanced one later. I hope you find this video useful, and if you did, throw a like or subscribe at it. If not, no biggie at all. Again, if you want to, or if you have questions or you want a demo of some of these features, reach out to me. I'd love to set up a demo for you, or reach out to some of the other Struct PIM partners out there. We will all love to help you out. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye.